If you're listening to this, maybe today hasn't been easy. Maybe your chest feels heavy, your mind full of noise. And maybe, just maybe, you've been wondering whether you're even enough at all. Let me tell you something, from one soul to another. The fact that you're still here, still breathing, still trying, that alone is proof of your strength. You don't have to fix everything today. You don't have to shine all the time. You're allowed to feel lost. You're allowed to feel tired. But please, don't give up on yourself. Because even in this quiet pain, you are becoming. This world needs your light. Even when it flickers, you are enough. More than enough. If you feel like you're not good enough, then maybe it's time to stop measuring your worth through someone else's story. You're scrolling through your feed, watching their highlights, the perfect smiles, the flawless achievements, the confident words, and somewhere deep down, a whisper grows louder. Why am I not like them? What's wrong with me? But hear me now. You're not broken. You're not falling behind. You're simply on a different path. Their timeline is not your timeline. Some people bloom early. Some bloom late. Some are racing. Some are resting. Some shine in public. Others heal in private. You never know what battles they're fighting behind those polished photos. You never know what they've lost just to stand where they are. And more importantly, you forget what you've survived. You forget the storms you've weathered, the quiet battles you've faced alone, the mornings you got out of bed when you didn't want to, the nights you cried yourself to sleep but still woke up and tried again. You think they're ahead. No, you are your own miracle. Stop letting their light make you doubt your own. You are not a failure just because someone else looks like they're flying. Even birds rest on branches, and even stars flicker before they shine. Maybe, just maybe, the most courageous thing you can do right now is to look in the mirror and say to yourself, I am enough, ... Even if I'm not everything yet. Because growth is messy. Healing is not linear. And real strength is often silent. So please, be kind to yourself. Speak gently. Let go of that heavy scale you used to weigh your worth. You are not late. You are not small. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to become who you're meant to be. If you feel like you're not good enough, then maybe it's because you've forgotten to look back. Not to dwell in the past, not to reopen old wounds, but to remember something essential. You've survived things you once thought you couldn't. Think about it. All those sleepless nights. All the mornings you got out of bed when your soul begged you not to. The moments where you smiled on the outside and shattered on the inside. The rejections, the failures, the heartbreaks. But you're still here. You didn't just get through those moments. You became someone because of them. The strength you carry today was built in silence. It was built in tears, in late night journaling, in moments where you told no one how hard it really was, in all the times you showed up, not because you felt brave, but because you had no other choice. You're still standing, and that matters. Maybe no one clapped for you when you quietly chose not to give up. Maybe the world didn't notice the courage it took to just keep breathing. But I notice, and deep down, you do too. You didn't come this far just to hate yourself for not being further. You didn't fight through storms just to call yourself a failure for still learning how to heal. Progress isn't always loud. Sometimes it looks like taking a shower when you didn't want to. Sometimes it's answering one message, drinking water, saying no, saying yes, crying, and letting yourself cry without shame. You are not behind. You're not broken. You are becoming. And becoming is never easy. It's messy. It's non-linear. It's full of doubts and relapses, and tiny, almost invisible victories. So no, maybe you don't feel like you're enough yet. But the fact that you're still trying, that you're still curious, still seeking, still choosing to listen to something like this, that means more than you know. You are not defined by how perfect your life looks today. You are defined by your quiet strengths, your relentless heart, and the fact that you keep going, even when you don't believe in yourself. So please, pause, breathe, remember who you were, see who you are, and don't you dare forget how far you've already come. If you feel like you're not enough, maybe it's not because you're broken. Maybe you're just tired. And that's okay. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to feel overwhelmed. You are allowed to rest. Not every day is meant to be productive. Not every moment has to be a step forward. Sometimes, healing looks like doing absolutely nothing and not feeling guilty about it. You don't always need to fix, to improve, to hustle. Sometimes you just need space to breathe, to feel, to exist. You've been carrying so much. Expectations, deadlines, the fear of disappointing others, the fear of disappointing yourself. And in the middle of all that noise, you forgot that you are a human being, not a machine. The world tells you to keep going, no matter what. But I'm here to tell you, it's brave to pause. It's courageous to say, I need a break. Rest isn't laziness. It's repair. It's recovery. It's reclaiming your energy, so you can keep going without losing yourself. Have you noticed how nature teaches us to slow down? Trees don't bloom all year. Even the ocean rests between waves. Why should you be any different? You can be someone who is healing and still worthy of love. You can be someone who is tired and still deserving of compassion. You are not weak because you need rest. You are wise enough to know when your soul needs silence. So today, give yourself permission to stop, to unplug, to cry if you need to take a nap, guilt-free. Let the world wait. Let the pressure fade. Let your body and heart speak to each other again. Because no one wins a prize for burning out. No one hands out awards for self-destruction in silence. But there is power in choosing peace. So rest, dear soul, not because you've given up, but because you're choosing to continue with gentleness. And that is strength too. If you feel like you're not enough, maybe it's because you're staring at someone else's clock and wondering why your life doesn't match their schedule. But let me ask you, who told you you had to have everything figured out by 25? Who said success has an expiration date? Who convinced you that you're late, when really, you're just on your own path? The truth is, we've been taught to measure our worth with invisible rulers. Degrees by this age, marriage by that age, career, house, kids, money, checkboxes, timelines, deadlines. But life, real life, doesn't move in straight lines. It twists, it pauses, it waits, it surprises. And while you're looking sideways, comparing, panicking, you forget to honor how far you've already come. You forget that you've been living a story that's never been told before. Yours. You're not behind. Behind what, exactly? A race no one can win. A schedule no one truly controls. Some people get married at 22 and divorced by 30. Some find the love of their life at 40. Some build their dream career in their 50s. Some take 10 years to finish school, but they finish. Life doesn't follow a script, so why are you punishing yourself for not sticking to one? You are not a failure for taking your time. You are not less than because your pace is different. Maybe you needed to fall apart before you could build something real. Maybe you needed the detour to discover your purpose. Maybe your timing is not wrong. It's just sacred, meant to protect you from things you weren't ready for yet. So stop refreshing their updates and calling it motivation. Stop scrolling through highlight reels and thinking you're the only one behind. You are not behind. You're becoming, in your own time, at your own pace, on your own terms. Let it be enough. Let you be enough. Because the world doesn't need another fast-tracked version of success. It needs someone like you, growing slowly, deeply, honestly. And in case no one told you today, you're doing just fine. Keep going, not faster, just forward. If you feel like you're not good enough, then maybe it's time to notice how you speak to yourself. Because sometimes the voice tearing us down isn't coming from outside. It's the one inside. The one that whispers, "You always mess things up. You're never going to change. You're not doing enough." But if someone you loved, a friend, a sibling, your child, came to you and said, "I feel like I'm not enough," would you say those same words to them? No. You'd hold them. You'd remind them of their worth. You'd tell them, "You're trying. You're human. You're still growing. And that's enough." So why can't you say the same to yourself? Why is it so easy to be kind to everyone, except the person in the mirror? You've become your own harshest critic. You replay every mistake. You magnify every flaw. You bury your wins and spotlight your failures. And yet, through all that pressure, you still get up. You still care. You still keep trying, even with that weight on your chest. That deserves love. That deserves softness. That deserves grace. No one grows from shame. No one heals through harshness. We change, slowly, deeply, through compassion, through gentle discipline, through being able to say, "I'm not perfect, but I am trying," and that counts. So tonight, when the world quiets down and you're left with your thoughts, speak to yourself like someone you love. Speak to yourself like someone worth saving, because you are. And the more you learn to treat yourself with tenderness, the more you'll begin to believe what's been true all along. You were never not enough. You were just too harsh to see it. Be kinder, be gentler, and watch how everything begins to shift. If you feel like you're not enough, maybe it's because you've been trying too hard, not to become who you are, but to become who others think you should be. The truth is, proving yourself is exhausting. Always adjusting, pleasing, pretending. You keep editing your personality to fit into places that were never meant for you. You shrink in rooms where you should take up space. You stay silent when your soul is screaming to speak. And for what? For applause that fades. For validation that vanishes. For people who wouldn't even notice if you disappeared. Listen to me. You don't have to be impressive to be worthy. You don't have to chase admiration to matter. You can be soft. You can be quiet. You can be slow and still important. You were never born to prove. You were born to be. To live your truth. To move at your own pace. To honor what lights you up inside, even if no one claps for it. And ironically, the more you try to prove yourself, the more you disconnect from your real self. You become a performance, a mask, a curated version of who you think the world wants. But real peace, it comes when you no longer need everyone's approval, when you can stand in your truth, even if it makes some people uncomfortable. That kind of peace is power. So let them misunderstand you. Let them question your choices. Let them whisper, "You're not here to win everyone. You're here to walk your own road. And the ones meant for you, they'll find you." No performance required. So breathe. You don't have to prove anything today. You don't have to earn love. You don't have to fight to be seen. You are already enough. Even without the likes. Even without the spotlight. And the moment you stop proving, you start living. If you feel like you're not enough, maybe it's because you thought healing would be a straight path, one step after another. Forward, 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 until one day you're fixed, until all the pain magically disappears, and you never break again. But that's not how it works. That's not how you work. Healing doesn't move in a straight line. It loops, it circles, it moves forward, and then back again. Some days you'll feel strong, like nothing can shake you. Other days, the weight of old wounds will pull you to your knees again. That doesn't mean you've failed. That doesn't mean you're broken all over again. It means you're human. Scars can itch, memories can sting. Triggers can appear out of nowhere, even when you thought you were over it. But don't you dare confuse the presence of pain with the absence of progress. You're still growing. You're still healing, even when it doesn't feel like it. Think of a tree. It doesn't grow taller every day. Some days it simply rests, strengthens its roots, waits for the season to change. You are allowed to do the same. Stop asking yourself, "Why am I still struggling with this?" And start saying, "I'm still showing up." That matters. Healing isn't about never hurting again. It's about learning how to hold your hurt differently, with compassion, with gentleness, with space to feel without judgment. So if you cried today, that's healing. If you asked for help, that's healing. If you rested when your body said enough, that's healing. If you didn't quit, even when you wanted to, that's healing too. You're not back at the beginning. You're just revisiting the wound with more wisdom this time. And one day, not suddenly, but slowly, you'll notice it doesn't sting as much. You'll smile more easily, breathe more deeply, trust yourself again. Not because the pain never existed, but because you finally learned it doesn't define you anymore. If you feel like you're not enough, maybe it's because you've convinced yourself that progress only matters if it's big, loud, visible, applauded. But what if I told you that the tiniest steps, the ones no one sees, the ones you don't even talk about, are often the most powerful? You getting out of bed when everything in you said stay. You showing up when you felt like disappearing. You washing the dishes. You answering a message. You breathing through anxiety instead of letting it control you. That is progress. You may not be building empires today. You may not be breaking records, but you are choosing to move, to heal, to continue. And that matters. The world has glorified constant motion, achievement, hustle, milestones. But real growth, it's quiet, it's slow, it's in the choices you make when no one is watching. You don't need fireworks to prove you're alive. You just need heartbeat moments. Steady, real, honest ones. Like drinking water when you used to forget. Like saying no when you used to say yes just to please. Like forgiving yourself before bed instead of replaying every mistake. These things count. They always count. Don't discount your journey because it doesn't look cinematic. Don't belittle your efforts because they feel small. The caterpillar grows in silence. The roots stretch before the blossom. The healing happens beneath the surface long before the bloom shows. And so it is with you. You are unfolding, even if no one sees it. You are becoming, even if no one claps. So don't stop. Keep going. Quietly, steadily, gently. Because every quiet step forward is still a step. And one day, you'll look back and realize the whisper-sized moments were the ones that changed everything. If you feel like you're not good enough, maybe it's because you were taught that love must be earned, that value comes with achievement, that your worth is something to chase, not something you were born with. So you became the high achiever, the helper, the one who's always available, the one who says yes when they want to say no, the one who hides the pain, puts on the smile, keeps showing up, even when their soul is tired. You worked so hard to be enough. You believed that if you could just do more, be more, fix more, then maybe you'd finally feel whole. Then maybe others would finally stay. Then maybe you'd finally be worthy of rest, of love, of peace. But let me tell you the truth. Your worth isn't conditional. You don't have to earn your place in this world. You don't need to accomplish something great to be valuable. You're not more lovable because you succeed, and you're not less lovable because you're struggling. The baby who can't do anything yet is still precious. The elder who can no longer work is still deeply loved. You, in this exact moment, with all your flaws, fears, doubts, and dreams, are already enough. Your worth is not a project, not a competition, not a performance. It's a fact. It's sacred. It's yours, even when you don't believe it. So take a breath. Let go of the pressure to prove. Let go of the need to constantly be doing. You don't need to earn rest. You don't need to achieve healing. You don't need to work harder just to deserve your own kindness. You are allowed to exist and still be worthy. You are allowed to fail and still be loved. You are allowed to be human and still be enough. Because your worth is not in what you do. It's in who you are and who you are becoming. And that has always been enough. If you feel like you're not good enough, it can feel like you're the only one struggling. Like everyone else has it figured out. Like you're the broken piece in a world full of perfect people. But that's not true. Behind every perfect photo, there's a person. Behind every I'm fine, there's a story. Behind every strong face, there's a heart that's been tired before, just like yours. You are not the only one who feels lost at times. You are not the only one who's cried quietly at 2 a.m. You are not the only one who feels like they're falling behind, even when everyone else seems to be winning. The truth is, more people are struggling than you know. They just don't say it out loud. They keep showing up, smiling, pretending, just like you do. And yet, in this quiet pain, there's something beautiful. We're in this together. Your pain is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign you're human. Your doubt doesn't make you unworthy. It makes you real. We're all carrying invisible weights. Regrets we don't talk about. Fears we hide behind achievement. Grief we laugh over just to keep moving. And sometimes, what we need most is to hear me too. So let me say that now. Me too. I've doubted myself. I've questioned my worth. I've sat in silence, hoping someone would understand, without me having to explain. And if you've ever been there, or if you're there now, please know this. You are not alone. Somewhere out there, someone is listening to this and thinking, I thought I was the only one. But you're not. We are many. Quietly healing, slowly becoming, learning how to believe again in ourselves, in life, in love. So keep going, keep breathing, keep trusting that even in your lowest moments, you are still worthy of connection, still deserving of joy, still part of something greater than your pain. You don't have to walk this path alone. You never did. And if you've stayed with me until now, thank you. Thank you for giving yourself this space. Thank you for letting these words sit with your heart. Maybe they didn't fix everything, but I hope they reminded you of something you may have forgotten. That you're not alone. That you're not failing. That you are still growing, still trying, still here. And that counts for more than you know. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to feel okay all the time. You just have to keep coming back to yourself. Gently, patiently, lovingly. Because no matter how lost you feel, you are still enough. You are still worthy. And you are still becoming. So take this moment, take this breath, and keep going. Not perfectly, not quickly, just honestly. Until next time, be kind to yourself. The world needs more souls like yours. Real, raw, and still trying.